Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going back in time to explore one of Australia's most iconic and beloved pre-decimal coins, the 1952 Australian penny. Even though this coin is now more than 7 decades old, it still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because of its classic design, rich history, and the significant era it represents. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we take a detailed journey through the background, appearance, and potential value of this beautiful copper coin. The year 1952 was an important moment in Australian and world history. It marked the final full year of the reign of King George VI, the monarch whose portrait appears on this coin. He passed away in February 1952, which means that coins dated 1952 carry the last Australian penny portrait of his era. This alone makes the coin historically meaningful. It represents the end of a royal chapter and the transition to the era of Queen Elizabeth II. The Australian penny, like other pre-decimal coins, was part of the currency system used before Australia adopted the dollar in 1966. Pennies were essential everyday coins, used for decades in shops, markets, and businesses across the country. Made from bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc, the 1952 penny has the warm reddish-brown tone that collectors instantly recognize. Over time, coins from circulation develop darker chocolate or deep brown patinas, while uncirculated examples hold on to that bright copper glow that gives them breathtaking visual appeal. Let's take a closer look at its design, starting with the obverse. The front of the coin features the portrait of King George VI, facing left. His profile is sharp and dignified, with the inscription around the edge reading, Georgiev's 6th Day Gratia Rex, which translates to, George VI, by the grace of God, King. The portrait, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, is one of the most admired regal images ever used on Australian coinage, offering a bold but elegant representation of the monarch. Turning the coin over to the reverse, we see one of the most iconic images in Australian currency history, the kangaroo design. Created by George Kruger Gray, this leaping kangaroo became the symbol of Australia's penny series and remains one of the most recognizable animal coin designs in the world. The kangaroo appears mid-jump, showing movement and strength, with simple lines and clean curves that highlight the beauty of the animal. Above it is the word Australia, and below it the word penny, with the date 1952 neatly centered beneath the kangaroo. On the left side of the design sits a small star, a classic part of the layout that helps balance the image. The detail of the kangaroo and lettering can vary slightly depending on where, and coins in high grades display crisp outlines and clear textures on the animal's body, tail, and surrounding lettering. Now let's talk about mintage and value, which is always one of the most exciting topics for collectors. In 1952, Australia struck just over 21 million pennies, which means the coin itself is not considered extremely rare. However, as with any vintage coin, condition is everything. A heavily circulated 1952 penny may only be worth a small amount, often just a few dollars depending on the market. But a coin in excellent condition, especially one that has been preserved without scratches, corrosion, or dark staining, can climb much higher in value. Uncirculated coins, especially those with strong luster and full details, are the ones collectors aggressively seek. High-grade examples can range significantly in price, and premium specimens graded by professional services can even reach into the higher value categories. There are also varieties and minting errors that can make a 1952 penny more desirable, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual planchet marks. These are not common, but when they do appear, they attract strong collector interest. Another element that makes this coin special is its connection to Australian culture and everyday life. The penny was a coin almost every Australian once carried, exchanged, or saved. It brings back memories of a time long before decimal currency, long before the modern digital economy, when coins were simple, solid, and built to last. Holding a 1952 penny today is like holding a piece of Australian history. A small copper reminder of shops, farms, old trams, post-war families, and a country growing rapidly into the modern era. Even though the coin is no longer circulating, it continues to live on in collections, displays, and educational videos like this one. It stands as one of the most elegant pre-decimal coins and remains a favorite for beginners and advanced collectors alike. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1952 Australia penny, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more coin history and coin value breakdowns. Drop a comment below and let us know if you have this coin in your collection or if you're searching for one. Your story might inspire another collector.